Greetings, world. Welcome to another MEN-talRollaDeK Live. Today's topic is what is love?
What does love
We
got to do with it?
have two of our most esteemed elders. Welcome, guys.
That's
Welcome,
Shay. Thank
gratitude,
you.
gratitude. That's Shay.
That's
Okay,
Shay.
Kings. So I was talking to Baba behind the scene basically about this thing called love, right? How do we identify with it and how do we know someone love us, basically? Because at the end of the day, your words creates your reality, but words sometimes can be manipulative. I can easily come out and say, hey, I love you, but my actions don't match up. So what is love? Where did it come from and who created
Shay.
That's Shay.
Shay.
That's Shay. That's a well said question. Baba?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, we got to go through the etymology of the word itself, right? Because everything has an
Indeed.
origin and a beginning. And as we know in Ifa, nothing comes in the world without permission or coming under a certain old do or whatever. But the thing is, it has a beginning. What does it mean in its original beginning? Because a lot of times, over time, things tend to change or definition, but the characters still remain the same. So what we want to do, we want to see this word. Where did this word come from, and when would it first come into the vocabulary as a word? So if I can get one of you guys to go into your line, here we go. Oh, the God Google. Let's ask the God
the
Google
brain Google.
the etymology of the word
it?
God, where did the word God come from, and let's see. Let's do a little history on, because to overstand this. Well, see, last time we say understand. Now, understand put you on the person. We want to overstand it. So we want to go to the etymology, King.
Okay. Yeah, because you understanding stuff, I'm about to ask you what bridge are you standing on?
I know that's right. See, see that means something. We're gonna overstand this. If we don't understand, we're gonna overstand it.
That's Shay.
So there's many different
But you want to go to
years,
the
meaning when they
etymology.
coin. No, I got the app on my
Oh, okay.
phone, so
There you
I
go.
just
There you go.
I just type it in. So
Yeah, you know them youngsters quick, man. They quick.
so so basically with this, it basically gives you the meaning. The Old English word is
Oh,
lufu.
English, huh?
Yeah, Old English word is lufu, Lufu. Feeling of love, romantic, sexual attraction, affection,
Ah,
friendliness, the love of God, love as a abstraction or personification from what Proto-Germanic lubo. That's the original coin of it. There's so many different variations, and down here the year um actually indicate that in the 1500s.
Right.
mm,
So
The
it's around
1500s.
5,000 years old, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
And
before, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it has one more thing as well. Like if you go down here, to fall in love is to attest from early 15 C's. To be in love with someone is from C 1500. To make love is from 1570. In the sense of pay Morris attention to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or for have sex, basically. So it breakdowns like a multitude of notations, like within the year and so on and
Right.
so forth.
So that's how it evolved. But let's go back to the origin of it, because in the Greek definition, you got it has 7 different definitions for that word love. So look at the Greek definition, because everybody goes talk about that because the Bible changed into the Greek language and all Hebrew. So let's go to the origin. But this was the catch it, because in the English it's
I
only
like
one
that. Yeah.
definition, but in the origin it has many definitions. Because like so look at the Greek definition, and there are 3 main, but it's 7 all told. So in the Greek definition, how many different Greek, how many different levels of love or definitions of love does it give?
Actually, the God Google
The God
is
that's what
is aiming to change it up, but
Yeah, because people are waking up.
yeah, because you know the first 10 search within Google is a lie anyways to deceive you. So they got seven. I
okay.
think one is
So
called
it's
Eros.
7 different definitions of love or love. It depends what kind of love. I think one of the first one is eros.
Yeah, romantic, passionate love,
Then you got philia.
which is intimate, authentic friendship.
Okay, agape.
That's a little
Agape
thing.
is empathic, universal love.
Okay, and what are the other ones? 'Cause I
They
stopped at
got pragma, which is commit in compassionate love. Then they got philia tua, which is self love, and then they have what's that? Storage, which is unconditional familia love, and then the other one is called ludus, which is playful, flirtatious love. And then I think this one is called philia, which is intimate. I think I did that authentic friendship.
yeah.
I think I
Okay,
spoke on that before.
now the question now, when was this word first used in the vocabulary? Who brought it on the scene? And you got to go to Genesis chapter 22, verse 2, because this is where prayer. But before that, it was never used in the Bible until Genesis 22. Even in Genesis 1, the word love never showed up. And you got almost 20 some odd chapters before it ever gets to the
It's
word love show up. And the way it comes in under a condition. And different folks miss is the fact that when it came in from its originality, it actually gives its character. And here what a rubber meets the road. Now watch this. Now check this out. Genesis 22 and 2. King.
hold on. And also I wanted to actually add. It says the first known use of love was before the 12th century.
Mm-hmm.
They're still old English.
The old English. We got to watch that English word because that's what get messed up.
You said what Psalms did you say, Baba?
Now it was Genesis 22 and 2.
Oh, you giving me homework today.
Baba, you got a book handed there, Baba.
Let me see if I can.
The lies on the Bible. You know, God is love, and this is what got folks jacked up. I get off into because you got 7.6 billion folks believe the Bible. And where the Bible says God said it, and we know God ain't said it. But anyway, I asked what God said, but they can't tell me all that. So,
you said Genesis 2
22 2. Now watch this. This was
I ain't been using my hand in a long time, brother.
22 verse 2, right?
Yeah.
It says, and he said, take not thy son thine upon son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I tell thee of.
Yeah.
Go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I show you.
Yeah. So here God is telling Abraham, if you love me, take your son and sacrifice him for me if you love me. And that's why I said the word love is the most dangerous, treacherous word in the English language because we do not understand what it means. We take it for one thing and it does not. This love means you got to sacrifice. And how many people say, I love, but I'll kill you?
Ha ha!
You know,
indeed.
You know, and I did this, and the last thing is you're finna destroy something. But isn't it ironic? The word's only been in use for 5,000 years. We've been in for millions of years, but yet it shows up in Genesis 22 and 2. And here God is telling Abraham that as he's leaving out the land, if you love me, sacrifice your son.
One of the biggest words in the dictionary.
Yes. I know a lot of women have heard that one.
Yeah. You look at it. Most people got mental issues. More murders committed under the name of love than anything going.
It's crazy. I want to say something as well because earlier before I got home, an article popped up on my phone indicating that a king pretty much killed his wife
And children,
and his two children and then laid next to them.
because he loved them.
And I'm like, what?
Wow.
I'm like, that is
That's the reason I
unfortunate.
love
I'm like, the kids though?
Yeah. Didn't God tell Abraham to sacrifice his kid, his child? Everything has a character and a vibration. No matter how you try to rearrange the definition, it always leads back to its character, back to what it started. And it started out with sacrifice. Every time and if you understand these 7 different definitions, you say, I love you. Which one of these love you talking about, nigga?
I see. I see.
You walk with, baby, look, I love you. But if you do, I'll kill you. How you gonna love me and kill me too? So evidently we don't understand what this overstands the word love means. It means a sacrifice.
But within the same breath, though, Kings, you also got to look at it. There's different interpretation of death. So you can take the love aspect and then you can speak from that aspect as well. What do you mean kill me? Are you gonna take my soul from my avatar, or you remove me from this plane, or are you gonna transform me? Like I'm just giving different variations of what it really is that people really don't think about.
Right. And most time it leads to something being given up or offered up or destroyed or transformed. Because look at a lot of relationships. Guys, and not only that, look at the marriage vow. To love, honor, and obey, to death do you part.
I go.
You go.
The main thing that I like about the conversation is where we are going to get the definition and the meaning of the word. Right. We're going to Google God, which is going to give you the definition based on the English version, which is going to continue to put you in a box of thinking so they can control how you behave. So if the idea of what love is based on what we're reading from either the quote Bible or the English version dictionary, no matter what we read, they're going to cipher it through a idea of you having understanding. They're not going to cipher it through you having overstanding or insight, because they want you to be under. They want you to be suppressed. They want you to be under control. You understand? They want you to stand on the knowledge that they're giving you. They want you to stand under the knowledge that they're giving you. They want to put you in a box of thinking. So most of the things that we read about love is not going to bring you a clear understanding of what love really is, overstanding of what love really is. Because love is not an emotional feeling, number one. Love is not something dealing with sexual intercourse. And there's a reason why they want you to focus on the sexual intercourse. Okay. Love is something that is unfathomable to be able to comprehend or explain. It is like you trying to tell somebody who God is. You can't do it. So the only reference we have for love is compassion. That's all we have. It's in every creature on the, well, I'm not gonna say every creature on the planet, but it's in everybody. Okay, you have a natural ability within you when you see some, like a dog or a cat or a person that needs something. There's something in you that say, well, let me help them. Okay, that is true love. It can't be explained away. It can't be reduced to
maybe we have the wrong definition for it then.
Oh yes. They're making you think that compassion and love is the same thing, and it's not.
It's not.
The idea of what love, like you said, let's go and see what it means.
Right.
That's the mindset they want you to have of believing and thinking. Well, not believing. That's the mindset they want you to have of thinking that love really is what the definition is that they have given you. So you limit yourself and suppress yourself to what the definition is, and you express yourself and create that reality in your life and torment yourself with that reality of your life.
Keyword torment, because you become now victim of that particular word, because it's It's your understanding is not overstanding, because every time you look at it, there's a commitment involved. So we're going to say, well, I
Indeed.
did my career in college to take care of you, to make sure you, because I love you. So why'd you sacrifice your career in college? Why'd you sacrifice your occupation for somebody else?
But look at
Always
Indeed.
this
a
as well.
sacrifice involved. You think about
Look
it.
at this.
The majority of
Here,
people that's
I'm
in
sorry, Papa. Go
love,
ahead.
they say, I had a sacrifice for you. I gave this up for you. Or I gave that up for you. To the point whereby they don't even want to kill you because they gave up their life for you. I've been with you 25
Indeed.
years, most of my life, and I'll kill you because I love you. Wait a minute. You ain't dead yet, fool. You may have to go on, so why you gonna kill me? You understand? And
Indeed.
society has a bad understanding of this word, because the word there should be another definition, because this means sacrifice of something that's dear to you. And I say an animal, respect would be better. I'll just respect that animal, and I'll give him, if I leave him alone, he'll do for himself. I ain't got to try to save him.
But
But we
look at
all got
this.
this thing mixed up when it comes to relationship. And our big problem now among indigenous people, that we do not understand this thing that we call love in relationships. Why would I destroy something? I want you to give something that, for me, that you want. But even the vows is confusing. And I did a many weddings. And I take out the word obey, I take it out, because they weren't obeying nobody. You understand? Take that one out. I'll take that one out. I ain't doing that.
Hey, Baba, but you got to look at this, right?
Yeah.
Within the very notion of everything you do within the stem of love, you are sacrificing something. Whether you sacrificing your time to work, the kids are missing the sacrifice of your time. You working and just getting up and giving the kid's mom your money, that's a sacrifice you're doing. You providing and taking away from you will always be a sacrifice.
Well, let me ask you this.
Your health within the same breath is a sacrifice, because on one hand you're trying to fulfill this definition, but the definition is flawed because it's missing dimensions, right?
And
I'll say, but isn't it ironic? Before 5,000 years ago, what did we use? Before the
indeed.
word, what did we use
Indeed.
before the word? Before 5,000 years ago, what did we use? Look at he talked to old caveman, the chocolate night. He go out and get him, he find one, hit in the head, drag in the cave. Gotta have a woman go hit in the head, drag in the cave. What about no love? He y'all love you. Took him a club and clubbed and drug in the cave. So what did you use prior to 5,000 years ago to show this same kind of concern? Because years ago, the parents picked the wife or the husband for the mate. Wasn't no love involved. Remember that? When thing called be patrol, ain't no love in patrol. The mom and daddy picked a certain girl or guy for the family, and they bring them in. Love one in a minute.
Love is an English word. That's an English word.
I mean, you gotta think though, because a lot of these words, it's kind of like I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I was telling her, like, listen, these words are dead. Yeah. Their frequency doesn't elevate us, so we got to be careful. Like you try, I want, and these things, like people be like, oh, I'm trying. To try is to never accomplish what you're trying for. It's to set it off as if you want it, but you really don't want it. Like, take even change, for instance. A lot of people say they want change, but I think they identify with the actual wanting of change, but not actually implementing change. Because if your words don't match your frequency, which is your action, there's nothing about you that's being changed. You don't
change your vocabulary, ain't shit gonna happen.
That's an intelligent young buck right there, man.
Sum it up in a nutshell, Baba.
Yeah, they're rich. They're rich. They're the man. They're rich. Rich of them all. Like I say, Rick, a lot of you rich.
Let me see if I can get him in here. He's another celebrity that's been dodging me.
See, this was with more people have been destroyed under the label of love than you can take a stick at. It's worse than Corona. Look at it.
That's a hoax too, Baba.
More people died behind that word love because they did not overstand, they was understanding it. And they try to make these definitions fit the narrative. And like Jeremy was saying, but the frequency don't match, ain't matching up. It's out of balance.
I have a question for both of you guys, right? Whose opinions are we so programmed by that we uplift and uphold the program? Like the language is like paying rent.
Webster.
It's algorithm. It's the program.
Webster.
It's in the algorithm. You know, we're dealing with AI now, artificial intelligence.
But look at it this. I should ask the question this way, right? What is it that they know that we are, that if they change the frequency of our language or create a language for us, whether Germanic, Dutch, whatever variation you want to use, to alter our Akashic records? For those of you that don't understand your DNA.
It's by control.
But how did they plan so well, Baba, to put these things into place to affect our very Akashic records?
When they put you in a lab like a rat and study your behavior, and then they pick up a program to control what they want. They know what you. Once I understand your Odu, how you came in the world, right? Then I'm able to alter your behavior because I want you to do it. Because they make us into robots. We're caught up in this matrix or this grid. You heard the other day when I was talking about trying to go in and take the grid down that Russia have gotten into the system. They want to change the software program and take down the grid. They're taking down our grid. And they've got us acting like robots. You understand? And that's where these words come in. These words are trigger words for programming to set off a certain reaction or vibration. Before 5,000 years ago, there was no word for love. That was an action, but not a word. We did it out of what?
I know.
Go ahead, Baba. Out of instinct.
I like I want to make sure I word this correctly. Who told you that you're supposed to use the word thank you?
You're programming, you get that programming from your parents. They're the first programmers that indoctrinated you.
Okay, but who told them? So it goes on and on and on until we find out who said thank you. Where does thank you come from? Thank you come from they give you the definition again, Mr. Webster. Give you the definition.
Definition, but yeah, go ahead.
Man, I like this young man. I like this young man. So not giving you too much about the word thank you, but I'm gonna give you enough. It also goes in line with the word morals. Who gave you the word morals or gave you the list of morals? Listen to that. Morals. The Moors gave you an oversight or overstanding of rules and regulations that are in line with nature. And if you follow them, you're going to benefit the rules and regulations of what nature is. You'll be able to flow. You don't have to teach an ant how to be an ant. Okay. So indeed, and this is what I said all that to you just blew my ship out of the water. I said all that to say you just stole my thunder, brother. I mean, I was trying to make it sound real educated. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to bring something, I was really trying to bring something. But that's if we continue to follow the idea of what words mean according to Webster, we will continue to be lost as a race of people.
That's why they use it.
Exactly.
Before 1828, there was no book called Webster Dictionary.
Indeed. And they cut you off from your language because your language is what really raised your vibration.
Right.
You knew how to communicate. So they can't have you communicate.
But look at this with like my my brain is going, oh, because the minute y'all unlock something, I dip into what y'all unlock and come up with something else, right? So my opinion is that we never use frequency out of our mouths. We never had, I don't want to say not, we didn't ever have a language. I felt like what I'm saying is, if there were a language, there wouldn't be any need for like hieroglyphs and pictures. It's like you understand that it was a way of speaking, but it was more through pictures.
Indeed. You know,
now I got one for you.
Hold on, I'm not gonna lose this chain. Hold on, let me get you. I'm not gonna lose the chain. I'm sorry. Just 1 second. I'm gonna give you the floor.
No, but go ahead.
The reason why I say pictures, right? For instance, righteous thought is to move without thinking, and we use these different analogies a lot of times, Baba. Like if you're driving a car, you don't know what told you not to go in the next lane. Your intentions was to go in the next lane, but it's like your subconscious or the real you told you not to go over. And as soon as you maintain your ground, a car just fly right past you. But through your eyes, you're like, I never saw that vehicle. It's kind of like intuition or whatever. Because if I go outside and something say, hey, Jay, go left, right? There's a reason why I'm supposed to go left. If I go right, I got my ass kicked. But there was so many different beauty going left. And that's the thing, we fight with that. That was the point I was trying to make. Like, and that's why we meditate, because through meditation, silence is like we flush our system and we actually fall into our true grace.
Yeah. Well, it goes to the point of, and I wasn't going to particularly go there right now, but being a trichotomous being on a planet, we got to work it.
That's right.
We got to work in 3 worlds, and it's a balancing act between our celestial being, terrestrial, and our other being that we have, that we're trying to, everything's embodied. The soul, see, the body is a part of these 3 columns, what do you call them, diameters, or what do you call them, and we're constantly trying to figure what it is, because remember, your celestial side is always in tune with nature and frequency. It tells your terrestrial what it's supposed to do, but a lot of times the terrestrial has a mind, it wants to fight it back into celestial. And the soul is calling me and say, what the hell is going on here? You know, you call yourself, your higher self. That's what the soul of the matter is. And a lot of times, I brought the word because I'm looking at how many people on all over the television. You know.
That's right. And it's not yours.
You know, we've been steady bombarded with all of these frequencies, and we're trying to analyze this and analyze that. And somebody come along with a word, and I'm looking at this thing now, AI, artificial intelligence, and now God Google is going crazy. You know, the Google is going crazy because now it's the that's the machine got all the info, you know. And I appreciate Young King. He said, "Man, look at DuckDuckGo. Go try something else because you know Google is so loaded now." That he's about to blow a mainframe. With that, if in Lord the mainframe, going 5G, you know. I'm like, oh shit, it ain't fast enough. Well, how fast you want to go? You know, you be going fast, you pass yourself again. So what's going on? That's why I brought because all of the so-called reality shows and housewives of this and Bob. Everybody got this thing, and love keeps showing up. And right the other night, choke his girlfriend out. I love you, and he swears so tight he broke her ribs.
That's a sacrifice.
So my question is this: when you relay this word to somebody you meet, so babe, I sure love you. She need to ask which one of them loves you talking about, because the one you might be like the one that catch my. I got the, you know, you got Eero, Stale. You go down the list. Which one you talk? Cause what I'm saying, man, I mean, what you're interpreting.
But did you notice in the 7 interpretations?
You know, she said like, well, I thought you said you love me because you didn't buy me no Valentine gift. Hell, it ain't about Valentine, baby.
You're celebrating a gay holiday.
Oh, you didn't buy me no diamond ring. You didn't buy me this. How you say you love me? What the luck I do with a damn diamond ring? Okay.
It's all an illusion, King. We're all following a stage that we didn't set, and we're here for a greater purpose. And the stage that was set, the stage that was set is to deviate us from our actual true contract that we set before we came into this dimension. Because why is it that we can't remember nothing that was actually stated in the next dimension, and we're here trying to basically ingest everybody else's opinion. You read a book, you're reading somebody else's opinion. So if you're following and ingesting everybody else's thoughts and frequency, at what point in your life do you get to live out your own?
You got
Indeed. Well said. Well said.
You got to unplug. How do we unplug? You got to unplug. Got to
go to sleep.
And a lot of us do not know that we are in a comatose state. You think that's your reality when it's not. Wake up, man. Wake up. Wake up. Well, who said I'm asleep?
Oh, you weren't dead? That's what awake is.
Yeah,
I mean, like, come on, like. And these are the conversations I yearn for, man. Like, I really appreciate you guys because you guys give me a different outlet. Because when I'm talking to typical people, at some point, either I'm being too abrasive or I don't fit. So I'm labeled as the weirdo.
You never will fit.
I'm the weirdo.
You never will fit. Let me say something about that, Bob.
What's say, Bob?
Let me say something about that. You said that you don't fit. Let me give you an analogy using the so-called, well, I ain't gonna call it so-called. For me, fellas, let me give you an analogy using the Bible.
Okay.
It talks about God being a holy God. It talks about God being a God that no one can understand his love. No one can understand his compassion. No one can comprehend his reality. No one can, there's no other God like him. Y'all familiar with those things, those terms?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Well, that's talking about you, brother. There's no other person on the planet like you. There's no one that can express themselves like you. There's no one that can talk like you. There's no one that has the innate ability or compassion that you have. There's no other God like you.
Unless you've been programmed.
That's deep. But I'm fighting a program.
And as we're doing that, we're trying to find out how to recognize the program and to get out the program. Because as long as you think, if you're not aware of that you're being programmed, then you follow along, you begin to regurgitate and begin to do echoology. But once you realize that this is not me, this is not, I'm being fed, and I got to learn how to decipher this and come up with my own way of processing things, then we still follow the norm. And that's the danger. That's the danger. When you find yourself following a group of people, something wrong. Trust me.
Yeah. But when you find yourself following a group of people,
that did me wrong. You know, because
when you find
individuals, you lost your individuality. Your fingerprint ain't the same, your operate, but you following everybody that you claim you want to be like, and don't none, even some of your blood types don't even match. But you run them down there behind them. Why?
Because you were programmed out. You were programmed out. You were programmed that way.
You've lost your identity, and you're trying to get somebody to validate you because you lost your directions.
Indeed.
What I love about Ifa is that, and many folk keep saying, fulfill your destiny. Hell, this is your destiny, but you ain't fulfilling your purpose. You said it earlier, Baba. When you left from the other, you got distracted. So now you're not fulfilling your purpose. So now you run around in a circle like the merry-go-round because you have not fulfilled your purpose. Your destiny was to come here, make the world better, but you got here and you lost your purpose in coming.
I say.
Question, Kings. A young boy got question for days. So
hell, old boy got question for days.
So I gotta. I have this. So knowing you're living within an illusion, right? And some of these people actually believe within this illusion, and they wake up, eat, sleep, and fornicate to this illusion. Utilizing love, do you take away from you to pull them out of the illusion? Because in order to pull them out of the illusion, you have to leave yourself in place to free them. So how do you? Huh? That's the topic.
I go.
You go.
All right. Who taught you the word thank you again? Your parents, right? So you know what I'm saying? So if you go head on and get you together, you know, one of the most gracious insults I got from a person was somebody calling me insane. Mm-hmm. I just, oh man, they blessed me calling me. Yes.
Watch that. Watch that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I was extremely thankful. I was extremely thankful. Yeah. But in reality, what you just said is, how do you help people that are caught up in it when you know that you understand that overstand that you're not in it, and it's you constantly working on you that's gonna pull them out.
You ever see a thing about you? Let's take an analogy. Say you got a record business and you got to get a car out of the mud, right? Do you put the record in the mud to get them out, or do you wait in the mud? And, like he said, you leave one thing to go get another. But remember, the word there is what? Sacrifice. Are you in the sacrifice that for that person to try to redeem them? Do you want to make that? Because it could cost you your life.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Notice how I said.
My point is that when love shows up, it's always a sacrifice. Are you willing to make that sacrifice, pro or con? Give or take?
I don't.
Okay. So
because why should I lose for you? Why should I lose for you to win? Why can't we both win?
Indeed. Right. Okay. Indeed.
Then we've got to find a way that we both can win and not lose. And that's the trick.
It's not really a trick, Baba. It's kind of like this, and I said this a lot. If you're a janitor, right, and you don't have executive views, you know nothing about being an executive, be the greatest damn janitor you can be. Make the floor shine like nobody else has ever made the floor shine.
That's like King talk there. If you can't be a tree, be a little branch, all that, yeah.
But King said it earlier. King said earlier, he said, yo, you're the God, how you speak, how you move, and so on and so forth. So if my purpose here is to be that janitor, right? Let me be that janitor. Everybody is trying to inject their perception of how you should be. Like, even take women for instance. They got in their mind this illusion like, yo, he's a great man. Okay, what makes him great? What is he showing you right now? What is he doing right now that's there? Not what you created up here. Because that illusion versus the real him, you're gonna fail 90% of the time because that illusion is not him.
Again.
Hey, Baba.
I like to say about you be the best janitor when you come in here, but you got to know that you're the janitor. A lot of folks are operating they don't know their purpose, and they operate outside of their purpose, and they're struggling because they're not operating within their purpose.
Indeed.
You're not in line with your contract that you made before you got here. And guess what? A lot of folks don't know they made a contract before they came. How many folks know that was a world before this world? You made a contract before you got here.
Is that the word though? Because in order to sign that slate of paper, you got to be conned, right? So who? It's still a contract. So who know your purpose? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They know your purpose. Their purpose. They know your power. So they create all these barriers to keep you out of your holiness. Right? Like, you know, they change the frequency on the piano to 400, right?
440.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly, but when you go beyond 500, 528, 369, and so on and so, you're resonating into something that's great for you. You know, kind of like going outside and hugging a tree, so it can actually release, so it can release your stress, so it can pull your stress out of you.
That's the best one out there.
You get what I'm saying? Like the tree is literally taking away your pain.
Yeah.
But look,
energy.
But we drive past that tree, we pollute those trees every single day, right? We cut them down, we abuse them. And like
cut them up.
Like Rich said, every man can live on this earth and have enough for them to sustain themselves and their family without them stepping on the next man.
Indeed. Indeed.
Well, see, that's a thing that came in under the word.
That's a key thing, man. That's a key thing. Not mankind, but man. That's
mine. You know, and I laugh because in studying the science of Ifa teaches that nothing comes into this realm without permission. And when it comes into this realm, it has a purpose, not a distance, but a purpose. You have to understand the purpose, understand it to deal with the thing. So the old dude that would fall would help you to understand it. What I like about that, and I'm sort of deviating now, we call this thing you call the white man. That is not in Ifa. It talks about that energy that they call the white man. You read it, Bob, and Ifa is a complete work of Orunmila, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it tell you what Odu he came in there. If I understand the Odu, I can undo his do because I know his character. But a lot of times
you can't beat the universe, baby.
We cannot.
You can't beat the universe.
So we do not we do not. Now here's the word understand because our thing, which we need to understand rather than understand it because we're looking for validation for somebody else to validate our purpose in being here, and that's bullshit.
Indeed.
I don't need you to validate me being here. I'm just here. Being here is enough, you know. And a lot of us miss it. So it goes back to the point of this thing called love. If you look at what's really involved in it, do you want my love or do you want my respect?
I'd rather your respect.
Thank you. And
I don't want you to sacrifice.
We get it all because see what we call love a lot of time is lust. Ain't got a damn thing to do with it. What you want is what? Respect.
Can I just get this in? And I know a lot of guys can relate to this. Have you ever wanted to sleep with a female so bad you get a rocks on yourself till it hurts, right?
Yeah.
and the funny thing, and then something in you said, you know what? I would rather you go rub it off in the bathroom.
Yep.
Because you're gonna take on a deeper energy going in that female. And when you rub it off, you forgot about the female.
Yeah, because remember, at that moment, you thought that you wanted that. And check this out. Have you ever been like that and you saw one and she let you go in and you found it was the worst thing you ever got?
Gritty grits.
You want to tell it like it is. Man, look here. I'll move heaven and earth just to get to this. When you get this, what the shit is this?
You wouldn't even give it a moon, huh?
Just dead. It's nothing.
You give it a moon, right? You even give it a moon. You lasso the moon and pull it down. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about?
And all you gotta do when you get there, nothing.
Indeed.
And the crazy thing about it that we don't pay attention to is the wordings, right? And I'm sitting here listening to you, King, speak, and we joke about these things, but every word or phrase we use pertaining to that word love is a sacrificial word.
All the way.
That's crazy. I never saw that before.
That's why they keep you in the box. That's how they keep you in the box. That's how you kept in the box.
You see it?
Yo.
And that's the whole thing. That if we brothers can see this, we have a more balanced relationship with that feminine energy because realizing what we're up against.
I go.
You may, Baba.
My sister-in-law and her spouse, they don't even use the word. For reference.
Don't
For
worry
reference.
about it. Wrong with it.
Okay, for reference. Her partner, her life partner, or whatever. You know, I forgot where I was. I almost got effed up right there. I'm sorry, I forgot where I was. But anyway, see, her and her partner, they don't even use the word love. They use the word hi. And I asked him one time, not HEY.
Oh,
High. Like there's nothing higher. You understand? So they hire you. They hire you. And I thought that was nice. I'm like, well, okay, I can roll with that.
You thought it was nice? You thought it was foolish?
Hold on, man. I keep forgetting where I'm at. I thought that was a wonderful way of expressing yourself. I keep forgetting where I'm at. That was good. You caught me slipping, brother. You caught me slipping. I gotta watch you and Bob. Yeah,
we gotta keep each other on our toes.
Yeah, you gotta keep me on it, man. Gotta keep me on it. But I thought that was a wonderful way of expressing, deep compassion for a person. Yeah. I hire you.
Yeah. Well,
I got a question though. Why should I speak to let you know I give a shit about you?
I don't think you should.
My actions ought to do that.
Indeed.
But some woman will tell you that, oh, I need to hear it now and then.
That's because she's in that box.
Yeah, that's in that box.
She's in that box. Yeah, she's a woman.
You know what? And I'm guilty of this. And I can see it. A lot of I held something against my mother for a long time because she never told me that she loved me. You know what she told me? I go out every day. I work. I bring home the food. I keep your clothes. I keep a roof over your head. What else do you want? And I felt hurt. I was hurt. You understand? Because she never said the word, I love you. She said, if I didn't love you, I could have left your ass on a porch bank. You know, I could have picked off before you got here. You know?
Indeed.
Okay, so that word is a dangerous word because you have to look at all the things that's tied to it to go beyond what we're even talking about.
Indeed.
I go.
You may.
Y'all got me stuck on the Sunday calls and the meetings and stuff. Now I know who you are. Now I know who he is. One day he's like, yo, youngster, use the phrase, I go. That was me. But I got a question. And I don't want to put the word belief in it because we know what belief means.
Right?
Indeed.
What do you embrace more? The vibration of her speech or the vibration of her actions?
Her actions.
Actions.
Okay. Why? You want to go a little bit more in depth because, we got some Haya Christian.
You want to go first, Bob?
Yeah, because, the Worldians think differently. To them, this is stupid. To them, we don't make no sense. To them, we're weirdos. To them, we're boring. So you got to speak on a plane they can understand.
Okay.
I put it like this: when the Indians have a smoke signal, do you read the smoke signal or you read the vibration?
Repeat that.
When you set up a smoke signal, do you read the smoke signal or you read the vibration of the frequency?
It's a vibration.
It's a pattern. When I read your Bible, I'm reading a pattern in your action that your word don't even bring. Because a lot of times your face looks like your heart. You can say a lot of things with your mouth, but your face telling another story. So I'm reading the pattern and the expression that come forth from the entity or that object. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what you say out your mouth, you can lie like crazy. But your actions will tell me what's really going on. And we quit doing that. Those sayings that I hear you, I'm listening, but I hear what you're not saying. I'm reading your vibration because that's the most strongest thing you got. When I pick up your vibration, like when you and I will be talking, sometime before I got to know you face to face, we'd be on the telly, I say, man, you burning me up over here. I'm picking up your vibe. Sometimes I'll be on 440, 550, I have this frog bump all down my arm going, hey man, lighten up.
Baba's like, youngster, calm down.
Drag it down.
Your frequency is retarded. Calm down. Like, I'm like, Baba, what you talking about? And then I started paying attention to things where I'd be like, I would think of someone and they call me.
Boom.
And this is how I know we never use language to an extent. Yeah. Like, I can think something, you finish it before I say it. You guys did it a couple times before I even actually said anything. You know, so I feel like we're telepaths in a sense, and that's our true nature, because we're poisoned and programmed.
Right.
The food affects us.
Everything.
Right.
You know.
Well, our temple is being affected. So
most definitely. And that's why I want to bring that up, because that's a trigger word that really got everything out of balance. That word Love. I asked the guy that's out, now I want you to spell that word backwards. Can you spell it backwards?
Evil.
That's what it means. It says evil. What it is. You speak it back what it says, evil.
Evil. You gotta bear with them. A lot of people don't even know grammar is a grimoire.
Right.
Indeed. A spell. Yes.
Spelling, spells.
Yeah, all these things. So we're calling this holographic, this grid that we got constant type and maneuver between these lines and frequencies to stay back. It's a job staying balance. Trying to balance your head and your heart. Trying to balance everything. And that's man, I spent 3 hours with a young lady the other day on the phone.
Don't you mention what it was about. Don't do that.
I won't, but for 3 hours, man. And she was at the point of insanity. I mean, well, she was passing such she had with scorpions in the head. And guess what?
Okay. So she was trying to find out how you just go a whole
she realized her whole problem was she had really fell in love with this fella.
She had an understanding of that.
When it all got ironed down, when you get all the dust settled, she realized our conversation, you wound with an emotional attachment to a man who she like a groupie. She like this artist, he's in the stars, and she just tapped into his frequency, his practice being drawn her in, but he wouldn't let her in.
She signed that. She probably signed a contract too. You know, when they sign a contract, they can be put under a spell.
Right.
Excuse my language, but the dickification of
that's it.
That's not even a word. You started stupid. But
that's what we're gonna have to do. Make our own words.
There you go. But the transferring of energy can create and it works the same way for the male as well. Because some of us, a lot of old school brothers, man, you pushy with.
So you work with, evidently you don't understand what's going on. You come through that portal. So why wouldn't you be connected?
But God knows we love trying to go back through it too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you could have really jumped back in there? A lot of dudes would think of let me start over.
Oh man.
Now y'all sound like Nicodemus telling JC, can a man return his mama's womb to be born again?
I tell you, man.
Bob Marley said that to a European dude. He's like, "How can I become a Rasta?" Bob Marley said, "Well, you have to kill yourself or born again." He told him he'd have to kill himself and born again.
He ain't want to hear that.
Nah, he was shocked. Like, whoa, what? Because they don't understand. They thought it was just a trend, but to them, those guys, that's like their belief system. That's like a religion to them.
Right.
You know, nobody can teach you how to be that. You have to. It's already in your essence.
In you.
You know, he was shocked, man. Like, but that's the thing. Speaking on love as well, right? The sacrifice of them what they're doing, they have mastered us, that they start to program us, right? And when they program us, their aim is to become us. So they're trying to sacrifice us, like take us out of the entire equation.
But
to be here.
So they can survive.
Indeed, but it won't work.
It won't work because
won't work.
everything wants to survive. Even the gnat wants to survive, and he will mutate to something else for survival. Balaji, come on in, Balaji. Come on, man.
Did that gnat forgot that everything that starts out young will get old?
Well, you only adult once and your child twice. Balaji just said something. Can you read his comment there, King?
He said another reason why our ancestors used to consult Ifa before getting married, so you don't rub off with the wrong energy.
Ashe. More dupe. Yes.
And we do not. We go out on impulse and emotions, and you don't check with the soul to see what you get. You be and where things is now, you know what you're marrying. Dude could be able to put and be a transgender. Then what you got?
Woo!
Indeed.
But even within a marriage and the right thing, like sometimes, you know, I've done this, and I can be vulnerable. As a man, sometimes the lack of having a father within your grasp, right, and getting your program from your mom, and trying to be everybody else around you will make you make some stupid sacrifices where you say, you know what, I didn't have a father, so I want to marry so my son can have both his parents there, and then the woman is putting fire under your ass. No matter what you do, it's like enough is never enough.
You know
what I'm saying?
Boss, I go.
You may.
That's why Ifa is so important, because all unions are not permanent unions. They're there for the purpose of that energy to come to the planet. Once it arrives, it don't need you no more. It does not need you anymore. And you trying to make it do something that it ain't coming for. You know, how many one night stands and children been born out of one night stand? Some nigga been married 30 years and ain't got no child. She go out one night, flip out, so-called cheat, come back pregnant. The nigga say, I got a vasectomy. I mean, how you can be pregnant?
I clipped it. I can't have a kid. I clipped it. But that's the thing too. Sometimes when we are blinded, because I'm guilty of this, when you have a heart that's pure, that's aiming to do the moral right thing, right? Some people are such takers. Some people are such takers that they continue to take. And once you cut that supply off, they turn into the gremlin. Don't feed them after 12. They just transform on you, and they try to make your life a living hell. You know what I'm saying? And then they turn around like, I love you. It wasn't supposed to be like this, but your action shows otherwise.
It always shows up. Rich, you ain't gonna say nothing, man?
Man, I'm sitting back and learning, man. I only went to the first grade.
I dropped out of pre-K, so I didn't make it that far. I dropped out of pre-K.
That was good.
Yeah.
When y'all start talking about hogs and chickens, y'all call me.
Even the hog need loves too, Rich. So go ahead. Shit, the floor is yours.
Hogs need love too. I love the chitlins. I love the pork chops. I love the hog head cheese. But I figured out it didn't love me.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship is that? Don't we see this relationship all day, fellas, with people loving stuff to death and it don't love them?
Love stuff to death. You see that?
You love it to death, but it don't love you to life.
That's it. Don't love you to life. That's it. Brother Ivan, this young man has a beautiful book. Rick have a beautiful book. You might want to get a copy of it. Tell me the
I
name.
might want to get with him so I can get mine copied.
Look, the brother's awesome. I have his book and I'm enjoying it. I'm not reading. I'm eating it. I'm bit by bit. You know.
What's the name of it?
Ingesting it. You know. And I'm
What's the
working
name of
on creating myself.
Living without hurt and depression.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
man.
called
It's
Beyond.
awesome
It's
book.
called. It's really the premises is about beyond thought. It's called Beyond Thought: Living Without Hurt and Depression.
Oh, I was just waiting for you to sell your own self. I threw you I set the table.
You threw the line. Now you threw the line out there.
I was waiting.
The table,
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I missed the assist, but I'm back down the court. I'm back on the court.
Okay, alley-oop, buddy. Alley-oop.
They go Mr. Alley-oop. No, I ain't seen you brothers in a while. That's why I was going in and out. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to touch base on these brothers. They speaking a good topic. I need some females on listening to this.
Indeed.
Really, indeed. And I thought we would have some, and maybe, well, we know in Sunday's class, because that's the topic in Sunday's class, will be the subject we're having now. And we'll have quite a few. So we had read at 2025 this past Sunday on the class. And so we're going to add this to the topic, because other last week it was, why do we believe? You know, and it got pretty interesting. So this is the comeback to that. You know.
Yeah, we so conditioned on these words. Words control us. You know.
Instead of the other way around.
Yeah, instead of the other way around, and that's why I put in the book. I don't see belief is necessary in anything.
That is not.
Belief is only necessary is when you're unaware.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a belief is a form of escaping what you're unaware of.
Indeed. Well said. That's a loaded statement right there.
The brother has an awesome book, man. It's awesome. Like I tell you, I'm not reading. I'm ingesting the book little by little. You know.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And you take it and you ingest it and you put it into practice. You put, you know. And I was really impressed when I first met him with that. You know, I'm not trying to flatter him, but the material is great material. And it's written by one of our own indigenous brothers, you know.
Yeah,
so he understands us better than other men do, because I'm telling what he think we ought to do, and he's still a troglodyte.
Look, I gave a brother an example of people going to a psychologist. I say, hey man, why not go? If you go to one, it's because you do understand that you got somebody else's mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
Check it out. And that's why this platform Jay have and Baba, that's why these brothers are so needed, because
indeed.
You know, and I keep saying it, but maybe one day we get the time to have like a youth platform, because the youth need to really hear what y'all guys is talking about. The youth, because these older people, they just gonna say and then bite the pork chop, you know.
Then bite the pork chop. That's right. That's right. I gotta leave here with something.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, because I was talking to Baba earlier about. He said something about food. I'm like, you sure you eating healthy? Because you know, you might come off like this chick. There's this one chick, like she started a vegetarian course with her friend, right? And her friend called to check on her, like, hey, are you continuing the course? Are you doing well? Did you drink your gallons of water and so on? You eat your vegetables? And she's like, yeah, I'm really happy that I did this. You know, it's going pretty well. But in the background, she's eating a bologna sandwich with mayonnaise and with different sauces. And she's like, yeah, girl, I'm drinking my water right now with a gallon of soda.
Wow.
And she's selling the shit out of what she's telling her friend. And her friend is like, good, keep up the good work. He's like, yeah, girl, I know. It's really good. I'm like, wow. You know, I turned off the screen because I wanted to show this ugly thing. This is what I was looking for. This is
you found it. Dust it off first before you show it.
This is what ain't no dust on this. Ain't no dust on this. This is brand new, and this is my it's actually my autographed copy.
Yeah, autograph copy.
So,
did Baba, you get yours, Baba?
I got
so,
mine. And none of that, Rich. I put mine into a workbook. I got it copied into a workbook to make notations on.
I
don't want your compliments. I want your wallet now.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Hey, that's
you gotta eat, baby. You gotta eat.
That sounds like love.
Shoes, man. Baby needs shoes.
That sounds like love, don't it?
I make notes. You know, I make notes on the side.
Now that was good what you just said.
That sounds like love, don't it?
Yes, that was good what you said. If there's no reciprocity with anyone, then you know you're definitely not in what they so-called call love. Reciprocity is important within every relationship. And if a person is not giving it to you, you don't need to be dealing with that individual.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was it. But this has been a great subject, and I'm glad that Baba came on board.
Well, Jay, when y'all gonna invite the goddesses for, because the goddesses keep saying these men need to be par, they need to be qualified. So what do we need to be qualified for? What qualifies someone to say you need to be qualified?
In my T Kirkland voice, who raised you?
That could be in there off the chain, boy.
like
that's right.
You know how he talks, like, what, you not qualified, what don't make me qualified? You know, like you move into your chick house and you don't have luggage, you have a trash bag. You know, women like snacks, and you don't have no snacks. So Rich, they're looking at the qualification through their snacks, whether it's
who created qualification? The Bible, the Quran. What's this qualification stuff?
Hey,
that's another spell. That's another spell.
Yeah.
Men
qualified.
Men, but not the God men, the being man. Because the you men, basically, they created all of that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's being what's the word? Nice.
Like, you stupid. King says, who teach you? I'm guessing he's speaking to everyone. You guys want to drop a few qualification, like who have you learned from, Baba?
Who did I learn from?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, both Baba Laos. My bad.
Don't say it.
Let the elder go first, man. Go ahead on, Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
That's a question that needs verification. What do you mean? Who taught you? You know, are you talking about? I mean, give me somewhere to go, because I can go manipulate this, because I can with knowledge. I came from the thought from another realm. I didn't come here. No, and everything was not taught through by my mother, who I came through a portal. I came in the world with knowledge and understanding and overstanding. You know, when I came, I was doing things. They was questioning me when I got here. Well, what about this? So, what I am, and what they call an ancient ascending master. So this is my 13th trip. So what you got to go back 13 or 14 rebirths to find out who taught me. Hell, I don't know, because I came here loaded.
Wow.
Well, I say
he remembered this is his 13th too.
There you go.
You know, so I wouldn't know where to go with that. You know, if you want to go now in this third dimension that I am, I would have to say my mom and my surrounding brought me some things, but they was asking my ass questions when I was like 3 and 4 years old.
See, you.
I go.
I'm gonna let you go, King. One quick second. If you would have hit me with that, I was like, okay, let's start from the third dimension. As soon as you finish with the third dimension, go into the fifth.
Yeah,
right? You finish with the 5th, going to the 6th, and transform it to the 9th. I need you to break down every single one. Go ahead, King.
The easy thing for me is that the fact of education. Education is already within. It takes triggers of images. It takes triggers of words. It takes triggers of feelings. Many things that are external help bring out the education that's already within. So I would have to say, not only my environment and the people that I deal with, and spending quality time in nature, that's what I would say educated me or taught me.
He says, okay, follow your heart. Yeah, okay, well, remember the heart didn't come here first. The brain came first.
Oh, snap.
See?
How far does the rabbit hole goes? Hey, Rich.
Indeed.
And that's when you start like that, because remember, you go back, that's the first thing to arrive on the scene.
Indeed, we do need our own school.
We do need our own school.
By all means. And that's been the problem. When segregation came, they took that from us. They knew by doing that, they could put us in this box and control our existence.
Indeed.
By giving us an illusion of what a person's supposed to be.
Indeed.
One of their great comedians, George Carlin, said the world hates a critical thinker. Remember George Carlin? He said the world hates a critical thinker, and we are critical thinkers. We analyze everything. We investigate and analyze.
Yeah, you're dangerous.
Yeah, and then you are a threat to society, because you don't take wooden nickels, you make wooden nickels.
But the funny thing, the funny thing about it as well, that's another thing when I hear women saying that, oh, men work and they provide. No, if you give men the opportunity to meditate, they become creators.
Yes.
Right? They become so much more. Just give them the opportunity, stress-free.
And who told that lie means supposed to work to provide in the first place?
Indeed.
Hey, Baba, where you think that song came from, Baba?
Every kingdom out there, the feminine energy always goes out and do all that. Even their Bible tell them that.
Hey, Baba, what you mean? You just said it earlier. You just said it earlier. What love got to do with it, Baba?
Huh?
What love got to do with it? It's all about your wallet. You're rich. Rich, we know the pork chop trained you, so go ahead. You can give us a little insight.
Guys, I wish my time wasn't limited. I would have taught y'all earlier. But what teach you? I hear this all the time. But my question is, what is learning? What is learning? And yeah, we grew up with influences and that, and we grew up with many influences. I came up in the music business, and my influence is people in art. So, but when I really start learning in life, see whatever you're doing in life, there's learning there. There's no I don't follow, but firsthand learning is what I'm about. That is what my book is about. And firsthand learning means doing. Every time and I tell the youth, if you want to be good at something, do it a lot. Where there's doing, there is learning. Where there's doing, there is learning. And what taught me the most is nature, just life itself. Your parents didn't look at their watch and be like, okay, let's make Jay now. Let's make our daughter now. So something brought you here. So you're attending the party. But where we go wrong, we get caught up in people trying to control the party. When somebody invites you somewhere, do you go try to control it?
No, you
someone invites you to a party. I'm a musician, so when we did jam sessions, we didn't go on stage to try to take over the stage. We joined the party.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is, you're attending life. That's where the learning is. It's not from politics or religion. Or learning is attending life, letting it show and tell you what it is.
Indeed. Wow. Indeed. Well said.
Well said. Yes. Well said. Yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta cut out, brothers, because
I understand that you got
Jay got all kind of times. You in Japan or somewhere, Jay?
Hey, I'm not gonna pay you no mind. But before you go, please do me this solid, right? I need you to introduce yourself. Tell the people that you're a life coach. Tell the people that you got a book, which I just showed. Tell the people that you got a second one coming and how they can actually fall in line for your classes if they would like.
Yeah, my name's Rich Lamar. I'm a holistic life coach, and I have a business called the No Stress Life. So just go on my
Speak up, my brother.
so just go on my Facebook page if you like. If you want to find out more about the No Stress Life, or you can email me at richlamar18 at Yahoo, RICHLAMAR@yahoo.com. And the No Stress Life is about what Jay just mentioned. I help people with a 90-day mind and body cleanse. I counsel and console, and I have a show called Beyond the Surface on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. My book is called Beyond Thought: Living Without Hurt and Depression. It goes in living and finding out for yourself. You know, all the other stuff.
Indeed.
These brothers right here. Actually, I started on Jay's show.
No, you're still on a contract. Don't talk about starting as if something ended.
I'm still waiting on my checks.
Your royalty check. Oh wow.
No, refer me on my Facebook page, and I gotta cut out kings and gods and goddesses. But that's the book. You can Google Beyond Thought by Rich Lamar if you want that book.
And if it doesn't pop up in the first 9 searches, it will pop up in the 10th. You know how Google do. But
we got a young man that is glad to be with us. We're happy to have. I think it's McPherson. Amen. Welcome aboard, bro. Appreciate you sitting in with us. You know, we're just chopping it up, and we're glad to have you on board. And get with Jay. We try to come here and do these little rap sessions to help our people to grow, especially this indigenous man who the world is counting on to save, because it's gonna take us to save this world. Trust me, it's gonna take us. You know, because it is so far out of balance, and chasing these wolf cookies. That's gonna take brothers like yourself that's concerned and young millenniums to come on board to right the ship, because right now it's in a tailspin going down the rabbit hole. Yeah.
For a lot of you that don't understand, I wear a lot of my own merch. It's 3 Kings, and I believe in the balance of masculine and feminine. That's why there's an arc within the crown, and it's actually king is actually spelled with a Q.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to the African lingo, the Q had a K sound. So this is me. If you want to inquire about my stuff, currently out of inventory, but we're about to refurbish. That's not even the word, but we replenish. That's the one I want to use. We're about to replenish stock and so on and so forth. Gentlemen, if you have any means that you would like to introduce to the people, you can go ahead and actually do that if you would like. I know you guys are both teachers.
I'm trying to find a copy of my book, The Other Side of Slavery, The Untold Story. I deal with that because that seems to be one of the things that have our people jacked up, is trying to understand what they need to overstand, and that is slavery and how it worked, and what they didn't tell you in the so-called mainline textbook, or what some enemy or some so-called a loser tried to tell you took place. I want you to hear from the one that went and did the work, been to the place, know it, and got documented with the conversation and got the records. It ain't like they told you, and if they told you like it was, a lot of things this so-called what man is doing, he wouldn't be doing. But because we do not control the media or the narrative, we got our so-called brothers following their narrative, not following the true story. But I've done the work. The book is called The Other Side of Slavery, The Untold Story. You can find me on Kohen Yashabaya or Baba Yashabaya, and I'm on here with the young kings, trying to share a little information that can move the nation.
Hold on, I thought I get him. Did you hear him, King? Sound like he used that word "try." Sound like he did. He did say try. He ain't say that on here, not on live.
Yeah, he did say try.
He ain't say that.
hey, Baba, what trial are you into, and what are you aiming to accomplish that you will never accomplish? Please, do tell. And I'm going to need you to switch the word from books to index because it's more powerful, sir. Or records.
All records, I say.
This is pineapple juice.
Is it 100%, Baba?
100%.
Or does it have that GIN in it?
A little spirit.
I see. I see.
Go ahead, King. If you have anything you like to say.
Oh, by the way, before I get out of here, we're in the process, thanks to Sean and Jada, the great art. I want to let you know that we appreciate them. They're in the process of creating a book, the comic book, the Battle of Milligan Bend and the Great Civil War that our people played a major role in. And they're getting the script ready now, but I want to put that out there. We've got a book coming out called it's in the comic book style, but it has a lot of documentation in it that you don't find in your everyday school book.
Since we're giving roses, go ahead, King. You can go ahead and do your thing.
Well, I currently have 3 books, but they are in the process of being printed, and they're on Odoo. They're for people that divine. That's my spiel right there.
That's your spiel.
Yes, sir.
All right. With that being said, I'm gonna make my exit. I've got to go meet one of the writers.
All right.
Also, like everyone I mess with, I actually pay attention to their work. This is Sean and this is their work. Baba just mentioned them.
Yeah, that upside down.
That upside down. I gotta put.
Yeah, that's there. It's called Home, the Home and World Beyond. You know, so it's funny because like if you talk to Sean, he will tell you that a lot of things that's within this book, that's of his Akashic records, he weren't paying attention to it. There's a lot of occultism and spirituality in this book. That just came from him without him thinking about it.
I love
you know, and this is another one of their work. So, you know, support each other and so on and so forth.
Right. By all means, yeah. We have great talent.
So with that being said, all queens are welcome. Usually I will put the link within the box. You can join the live and so on and so forth. To everyone I say prosperous action and elevation, basically.
The elevation,
and I say gratitude to you guys for actually joining me. I need to be more consistent. We were more consistent before, and you know, punching a clock has actually taken the time away. But I'm gonna make sure every Friday I get one of these live out, because not only do we speak on different variations of things, mental health, love, sexual energy, and so on and so forth. We cover a wide spectrum of things, you know, and love for my elders, because I love ingesting, you know, energy from you guys. You know, I learned something new because you guys keep opening up or unlocking.
We gotta make it better for ourselves when we come back. So we don't take care of you right now. When we come back, we might be coming back to some hell, Jack.
Absolutely.
Madness.
Absolutely. So prosperity, elevation, and bliss to everyone.
Yeah, I say.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Anytime, King. Anytime.
Peace.